be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's the deal? What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. I hope you enjoy the content. And before we get into this food, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So today we got us a good old seafood boil. We got a seafood boil with some shrimp. I got some clams. Y'all, this is clams for the first time. I've never had clams. I got some boiled eggs, and I also have some broccoli here as well. Got some corn off to the side. But most importantly, we are trying Itswannie'S. Now that's good. Her butter sauce, all right? It's her butter sauce right here, y'all. I'm going to show y'all the packaging in a minute as well because it is amazing. Let me show y'all this food. Bring it close. Hopefully you can see everything good. We got our eggs, shrimp, clams, broccoli. Yes. Let's go for, what do I want first? Because this sauce has just been calling my name. Oh, I don't know why I always go for a boiled egg first. Let's go for a boiled egg. Oh, this got all the onions. It's a lot of color in there. Yeah. Let me get a shrimp. Oh yeah. Wani, this is a hit. You knocked this out the park. Now this is good. This is my first time trying the clam. Okay. Kind of remind me of mussels. Y'all, this is good. There's sweetness. There's some heat. Wow. Let's talk about our packaging, y'all. This is the box it comes in. Isn't that dope? This is the box it comes in. And this is the jar. I mean, just well thought out, great quality. Yeah, this is good. This is absolutely good. This is bomb. You guys would enjoy this for sure. I love me some sweetness in my butter sauce. This is good. Oh yeah. I like that a lot. And what comes in it is butter, Cajun seasoning, red pepper flakes, parsley, lemon juice, lime juice, brown sugar, honey, onions, green onions, garlic powder, and spices. So, Wani, this is bomb. This is a really great product, and I will buy it time and time again. This is really good. I believe her sauce is sold out because, you know, everybody saw that it was on sale. Because I tell you, when I got the notice, when it was in one of her videos, I didn't even watch the video. I was like, where the website at? I placed my order immediately. So I think she's sold out for now. She's back. She's, you know, processing her orders. But I'm going to put her link below. So go ahead and sign up so you can be notified whenever the sauce does go on sale. This is so satisfying. And I know some of y'all might be confused. Like, Wanda, wasn't you just plant-based? I did a challenge. I'm still a flexitarian. I'm a flexitarian who was eating a lot of, you know, eating more plants. You know what I'm saying? Making sure I'm eating more vegetables. More whole foods. I got corn. Yes. Oh, hell yeah. Look at that bite. Yeah. I would never lie to you. So good. Now, y'all, today we're doing something different. I've done a lot of story times and storytelling about my life. So now I want to kind of introduce, you know, me being able to kind of, you know, flex my creativity a little bit. And I want to come up with stories about other people. So what I'm going to start doing is dropping some stories on Wednesdays. I'm not saying every Wednesday. I'm just saying that when I do it, it's going to be on a Wednesday. All right, so the one we're doing today is really talking about when money and divorce lead to murder. All right, so this is the story that I made up. There's going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end. And what I'm hoping is that, you know what I'm saying, like, you don't have to sit and watch the video. You could throw this on while you're doing laundry, you're doing stuff around the house. You can listen to this while you're driving. It's a story just to keep you company and keep you entertained. You know what I'm saying? So I really hope that you enjoy it. And I want you guys to let me know what you think about this in the comments. Should I keep on doing it or not? Is it a good idea or not? You know? So I need y'all to talk to me, okay? So we're about to get started in a minute. Let's do another egg. Ooh, y'all, this got so much stuff on it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So this story starts with Sabrina. You know, Sabrina's like in her 30s, good-looking woman, very smart, witty, you know, easygoing, easy to be around. And she basically turned to a temp agency to look for work. And the temp agency gave her an assignment at a marketing firm. She doesn't know a whole lot about marketing, but she's somebody who can get in where she fits in, learns on the fly, you know what I'm saying? So she's at the marketing firm, doesn't really have a set title. They're just kind of throwing her in whatever they need her, you know what I'm saying, when stuff comes up. So she's been there for about a week. And she finally works her way to the 5th floor. She's never been there. She's been on every single floor except the 5th floor. As soon as she walks in, she sees this guy, tall, dark, and handsome. He's about 6'2", bald head. He's in good shape, dressed nice. Just look like he smelled good, right? He got a beard. You know, just good looking, great smile. She sees him. And, you know, she got her eye on him. So she's kind of walking around, dropping off some paperwork. And she can't keep her eyes off of this guy. She's thinking like, who the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? She needs to know who he is. I need to know right now who he is, right? So she walks up to him and asks him, you know. She introduces herself. Hey, I'm Sabrina. You know, a little small talk. And she finds out that his name is Chaz. Finds out that he's an executive at the marketing firm. But, you know, he's real cool, laid-back kind of guy. His office is on the 5th floor. You know what I'm saying? So she flirting with him, telling him, like, you know what? I'm going to be on the 5th floor more often. You know what I'm saying? So she goes on and minds her business, right? Goes back to work. Next day, Sabrina finds herself back on the 5th floor. So, of course, she makes it a point to go to Chaz's office, you know, talking to him, asking him about his day, asking him what's going on or whatever. And, you know what I'm saying, for him, Chaz is enjoying the company. You know what I'm saying? He's enjoying what she's talking about. And, of course, she's a beautiful woman. So it's very easy to kind of get caught up in what it is she's talking about. So she keeps on doing this for the rest of the week. She's making her way to the 5th floor, making her way to Chaz's office. By the end of the week, Sabrina shoots her shot. And it's like, look, I'm feeling you. I think you're a good-looking guy. I'm not going to sit around and wait for you to ask me out. I'm going to let you know that I'm interested and I'm single. So, what's up, basically, right? So Chaz is like, yo, like, I'm interested. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested. Why don't we go out after work? Of course, Sabrina smiles. And it's like, absolutely, let's do it, right? No time like the present. So they both finish up work about 5 o'clock. And they go to a bar down the street from their job. This is a place that Chaz frequents. He goes there all the time, either by himself or with coworkers or his boys or whatever. So this is a spot that he goes to often. So they go, and they're having a good time. He orders his special drink from the bartender. Bartender knows him by name, gives him his drink. And you know what I'm saying? Sabrina decides to get the same thing he's drinking. So they just throwing him back, throwing him back, throwing him back. And by the time they look up, it's like 2 hours has gone by. And they down about 3 or 4 drinks at this point. And they're just talking and laughing and getting along. Like everything is just going way too smooth, right? So Sabrina's like, everything you're telling me is too good to be true. Tell me about the other stuff. Tell me about the stuff that you don't want me to know about. It got to be something. You can't just be this good guy that's put together like this. So he's like, well, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. He was like, but I am still legally married. You know, I was married for 7 years to a woman named Corinne. And we've been separated for 8 months. And so, also, he's like, you know, I also have 2 kids. You know, we got 2 sons. And so, of course, Sabrina's like, oh, shit, here we go. You still married, you one of those. And he's like, nah, for real, like, we really are separated. And it's over. She was like, is it really over? Are you sure it's over? Like, you ready to move on? And he's like, I can show you better than I can tell you. So he asked her, you know what I'm saying, do you have an Instagram account? And she's like, yeah, why? So she opens up her Instagram and he tells her the name to type in. She goes to the page and it belongs to a woman named Corinne. But they don't have the same last name. So she has her maiden name in her profile. And when you look at the entire page, it's pretty much, you know, pictures of her, her kids, recipes, you know, stuff around the house, stuff she's bought. There's no signs of Chaz in any of the pictures. And so Sabrina decides to even look at Corinne's story. And there is a flyer about an upcoming speed dating event that she's excited about. So, you know what I'm saying? Chaz sits back in his seat. And he's like, look, I told you. Like, there's nothing going on between her and I. So Sabrina feels confident, like, okay, maybe this could be something. You know what I'm saying? So they end the night. She goes home. He goes home. And they continue doing their work thing, seeing each other every day for a few weeks. And then Sabrina's assignment ends. And that's actually a good thing so that they don't kind of like, you know, overdo it and kind of get burnt out on each other too fast, right? So now Sabrina goes on to another assignment. And of course, Chaz is still at the marketing firm, right? But they're continuing the day. Like, let's say fast forward now, it's about 3 months into the relationship. Things are going well. They still live in their own space. She got her own spot. He got his own spot, right? They're constantly dating, constantly going to concerts, constantly just doing all kind of things together, just really getting to know each other and enjoying each other's company. So now, fast forward, they've been together 3 months and the holidays are approaching. And Sabrina tells Chaz, like, yo, like, I want you to meet my family. And Chaz is real, like, reserved. Like, he's like, nah, he has reservations about it because he's like, I think that's too much. Sabrina, like, too much. How is that too much? You know what I'm saying? Like, things are going well between us. And if this becomes a thing, like, I want you to know what you're getting yourself into. And my family is a big part of my life. So she convinces Chaz. He's like, all right, cool. You know, I'll meet him. So fast forward to Christmas dinner. And this is actually being held at one of Sabrina's aunties. Her aunt, you know what I'm saying, hosts Christmas dinner every year for the family. And Sabrina has a huge family. I mean, 4 brothers, 4 sisters. She's somewhere in the middle. Her mom and dad are still married. They have a ton of brothers and sisters. So her family is just massive, right? So it's this huge house, huge corner house, cars parked everywhere when they pull up. You know, and Chaz is kind of feeling some kind of way, like, yo, like, this is a lot. There's a lot of people here. You didn't mention, I mean, I know you had a big family, but damn, you know what I'm saying? So It's people all outside on the porch. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's kind of like intimidated. So, you know what I'm saying? She rubs his bald head, gives him a kiss, and it's like, look, everything is going to be fine. Everybody is going to love you, right? So, they grab their cases of soda and water that they bring to the dinner. And they walk inside. Sabrina walks in ahead of him, handing out hugs to everybody that she sees. And she's proudly introducing Chaz. This is my man Chaz. Chaz, this so-and-so. This is my brother. This is my sister. She is proud. So Chaz is hugging people, handing out daps. Like, everything is cool. So it's time for dinner. And her auntie is like, who's going to say grace? And of course she asked Chaz to say grace. He's looking around like, really? Me, out of all of these people, you want me to say grace? He takes it though. I mean, he says a prayer that's powerful. And it just has a great message in it. So everybody, you know, says amen. And the food starts passing around the table. The night continues on. Chaz is playing spades. He's making drinks. He's making jokes. He's in the kitchen with Sabrina's dad. They in there talking and laughing, talking about sports. This night couldn't go any better. It couldn't. So, by the end of the night, they go back to Chaz's house. And Chaz is just laying in the bed. He's just like lost in his thoughts. The fan is whipping round and round. His car is whipping back and forth, you know what I'm saying, on the street. The window is open. So it's a lot of noise going on, but they're not talking to each other. She's looking up at the ceiling fan. He's looking up at the ceiling fan. But it's just silence between them. So finally, Sabrina breaks the silence and is like, look, you know what? After tonight, I think I'm really ready to have you to myself. I'm really ready for you to move forward with a divorce. You need to pick a date. You need to end things with Corinne. It's time. Like, you can't keep on dragging your feet about this. He lays there and he's not quick to respond. But he tells her, he's like, look, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to lose a lot of money, property by divorcing her. She's going to take all of this from me. And I worked really hard and I don't want to give that stuff up. So it's just easier to be separated and still be married on paper and us just move on with our lives. You know what I'm saying? And so Sabrina's like, look, no, like, I want us to be married. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything will be fine, you know? So he lays there, he thinks about whatever. And he's like, he turns over and looks at her. And he's like, look, I have an idea. I don't want you to judge me. Please do not judge me about what I'm about to tell you. So she's like, go. Like, I mean, I would never judge you. Go ahead, say it. So Chaz turns over. He's looking at her. You could tell that he got something serious that he really wants to say. So he lays there for a minute. He takes in a deep breath. And he finally releases it. And it's like, you know what? I mean, you watch enough of those murder shows. All you do is watch murder shows. And I mean, I can't help but think that, you know what I'm saying, maybe we can do something to get rid of Corinne. Because I'm going to tell you something. We got $1 million policy waiting on us by doing that. And I get to keep all of my money, all of my property, and I don't have to do any of that. And me and you can start this brand new life together. Like, we can run off and do whatever it is we want to do. I'll have the money for it. So, of course, you know what I'm saying, Sabrina's eyes are like, they widen. And because she wasn't expecting him to say that, right? They widen, but then she, you know, calms herself back down. Because she doesn't want to come off judgmental. When she sits there and she thinks about what it is that he just said. And she's like, but what about the kids? What about the boys? He's like, what about them? They got me. They got you. They got my sisters. They'll be fine. He says this with a straight face. So Sabrina thinks for a minute and she's like, all right, I'm with you. Let's do it. So what they do is for the next 5 or 6 weeks, they just devise the perfect plan to be able to get rid of Corinne, right? Get rid of her, cover their tracks, all of that, right? So they're watching murder shows. They're looking, they researching stuff. They just trying to come up with the best plan where they could really get away with this, right? So they go back again and watching murder shows in a different kind of light now. They're looking at it through a different lens on how to get away with things, looking at how other people did things and where they fell short, and just thinking about how they could do it even better to get away with this, you know, get away with it, right? So, like I said, 5 or 6 weeks go by, and they have their plan together. Chaz calls Corinne, because everything they talk about is about the kids. They don't talk about anything else other than the kids. He convinces her, like, yo, I want us to go out and I have some stuff I want to talk to you about. I'm going to have my sister watch the boys. But, you know, I want us to talk face to face. I want us to talk beyond, more than just the boys. So Corinne agrees. So he tells her to meet him in this industrial area. There's like this cute little quaint restaurant that they used to go to all the time. You know what I'm saying? In their better days, in their happier moments in their marriage. You know, of course he picks a familiar place so that it's not weird or makes her uncomfortable, right? So she agrees. She's like, I'll meet you there. You know what I'm saying? Meet me at 7:30. All right, cool. So Chaz is there like at 7 o'clock. And he's parked. And he's looking around. And it's industrial. So it's, you know, it's kind of low key. Like there are trucks around. There's some cars around. So he's there like about 7 o'clock. And about 7:25 or so, Corinne pulls in. You know what I'm saying? She pulls her car in. And he sees her, but she doesn't see him. So she parks her car and immediately pulls down the mirror to start fixing her makeup. So while she's doing that, he walks up to the car and he bangs on the window. And he startles her because she didn't see him coming. So she looks, she sees it as him, she unlocks the door. And he climbs to the passenger seat. So at this point, the clock is at 7:28. They don't really exchange too many words other than a quick hello, you look nice, or whatever. But the clock is at 7:28 and she's trying to fix her makeup because they have a 7:30 reservation, right? So he's fidgeting with his hands because he's waiting for the clock to strike 7:30. And when it finally strikes 7:30, Chaz reaches into his waist. And before he can return with anything, there's a gun pressed up against his temple. There's somebody in the back seat. That's where the gun came from. The gun is pressed against his temple, so of course he stops dead in his tracks. Corinne looks over at him. And he's shook. Because he's like, what's going on? What the is happening right now, right? So a voice in the back seat tells him, put your hands up. And so he does exactly what he's told to do. He puts his hands up slowly over his head. And there's just silence in the car for a few seconds. And then finally his voice trembles as he asks, Sabrina, is that you? Sabrina snatches off a ski mask that she had on her face. And she's like, yeah, it's me. So Corinne slowly starts to laugh. She laughs, and then she laughs some more. She's just laughing over and over again. Hasn't really said anything, but she's just laughing. She's laughing and then finally speaks up and says, I really wanted to know how far you would take this. I really wanted to know what you would do to get rid of me. I felt like that you would do something to me because you were so stuck on the policy. You were stuck on the property, the money. Like, I wanted to know how far you would go to get rid of me. So what she did was that she hired Sabrina, who was a private detective. And Sabrina was committed to go to do whatever she had to do to satisfy her client. So, of course, she went undercover and portrayed herself as a woman, you know, employee at the marketing firm. Did everything she could to lure Chaz into interest, you know, them dating and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, Corinne is like, look, and now that I know that you'd be willing to put a hit out on me, what you're going to do is meet all of my demands for this divorce. And if you don't, then of course I have a witness that corroborates everything that I'm saying about you being willing to commit murder. Is that what you want your sons to know about you? So of course, Chaz, there's nothing he could do. There's absolutely nothing that he could do. He has to be willing to give her whatever she wants, right? Because his plan backfired. And Y'all already know Corinne came up. She got everything she wanted out of that divorce. And this just really goes back to like just being careful. You got to watch what you're doing, who you talking to, and be careful with your intentions. You know, people actually plan this kind of stuff, which is crazy, but it happens all the time. So anyways, y'all, this is the first story. It's the first story that I made up and that I'm sharing with you guys, and it will be on Wednesday. So what I want you to do is share with me below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What type of stories would you like me to talk about or create? Because I'm just, you know, I want to mix things up a little bit. I want to have fun and just try new stuff. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that it was entertaining, and I appreciate you. So hit the link below for Itswannie'S. Now that's good. For her butter sauce. And that's it, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. So until then, be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.